What is good, Untapped hip hop family? It's your favorite masked man, the mighty D Will. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Denzel Washington training day before he got up by the Russians. Today I'm sitting here with the little homie, Tabula Rasa.
What up, what up?
Blank Slate.
Yup.
Tommy of Krypton.
Yep.
Formerly Tommy of Asgard.
I still that on Twitter.
Okay. The little homie from my neck of the woods, good old Fontana, California, man. Go ahead and did I miss anything? You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
That's me. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the things.
That's what's up.
That I can think about.
If you guys ain't heard his music, definitely go to his SoundCloud and listen to what he got. He is a talented artist.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He got chock full of potential. So yeah, welcome to the third episode of Untapped Hip Hop Presents. Insert topic here.
This is nice.
Thank you, man.
Nice spot.
What would you like to talk about today? Teach me something. I want to learn something new, something I could go out to, a little fancy shindig and try to look smart in front of a bunch of people.
You know what? That is a good, let me see. You know what? Okay, this is something that's kind of influenced aspects of my music and aspects of my philosophy. Quantum mechanics.
That's right. You a scientist, right? Or you were studying to be a scientist.
For a second, that was like, I wanted to be a theoretical physicist when I was in high school. And then I changed up my whole path and everything, but it's still something that I study a lot on my own, independently. And then I'm really
theoretical physicist, that just triggered my dyslexia. Real shit. I was like, what the fuck did you just say?
I love saying that because it sounds ridiculous. It sounds crazy. It's just like, oh, what was you were 15, you wanted to do what?
Spell that shit.
There's it's one of those things too, because I grew up loving comic books and all of my favorite heroes were scientists in some regard. So I was just like, oh, so that's right. That's how they gave themselves superpowers. When I was a little kid, 4 or 5, I was just like, oh, okay, I'll just be a scientist, make up my own super soldier serum and start saving people. And
I'm out here reading Spider-Man, be like, you know what, I'm gonna make me a radioactive spider and get bit by that motherfucker.
And it's funny. That's funny that I actually got into photography just for that.
Man.
For that reason.
Yo, Peter Parker inspired a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And they out there selling photos to the newspaper. I was like, you know what? Peter could do it. I could do it.
Yeah. It's funny too, because the idea of being a journalist, because that's what I do, and I guess that's something I could introduce to. I'm a journalist, reporter, freelance, all that.
You real life Spider-Man.
I did. I was inspired there too. Yeah, Clark Kent. That whole thing. I was just like, that looks dope, and it is. I love it. It's one of my many passions. But
what is that? Just something alongside your theoretical? I can't pronounce the second word. Physicist. Do you also what? Do they correlate, or is it something that you just do as a side thing?
No, honestly, I would say that journalism is probably my career. That's what I want to pursue. The physics thing it's more of a hobby than anything else.
God damn.
I do a lot of tinkering and taking things apart and seeing how they work and fixing things. I just fixed my phone by myself last week.
You was that kid who was tearing apart the toaster back then.
Oh yeah. My parents used to give me these really expensive toys and I would just rip them apart. And they stopped doing that as much because they're just okay. And then I was I would be the kid who was messing with little chemicals around the house. I made something explode in my mom's car. They're just all right, this is
mixing bleach and ammonia, making mustard.
It was an issue. I'm glad that I didn't stumble upon something terrible. I could have really hurt myself. But no, that was something that I was passionate about. But I always loved writing too. So it's always those two things growing up, and the writing just kind of took over, especially when I started getting in journalism.
Damn, that's what's up, man. And what I was about to say something. I'm gonna say something dumb anyway because it's my goddamn podcast. What do you like to journalize? What's your favorite topic to journalize?
Let me think. That one is, I want to say human rights issues. Crime is a big one.
You be into what's that shit? True TV and Discovery.
Vice.
What's that? You be watching what them them low key pornos on that Discovery Channel thing where they
just all in Africa.
Yeah.
I'm like a documentary fiend. Like I have a problem. I have a real problem because if I watch one, I go from one to the next to the next.
Bro, documentaries is the most addictive thing.
Yeah,
especially on Netflix. The Honey Badger is the first documentary I watched. It's the first thing I watched when I got Netflix. And I don't even know why I watched that shit, nigga. I was like, they just said, like the title was just Honey Badger, and there was a honey badger on there. I was like, I'm gonna learn some shit about honey badgers, and them motherfuckers is bad.
I heard that. I heard
they geniuses.
I heard they're like whatchamacallit, like Wolverines.
Yeah,
they're
they're
similar. Okay, I thought so because they look the same.
Yeah, they related. Okay. They all in the same family. But honey badgers, they'll break down the fence to go kill your animals. I'm like, damn, like
where do they live?
Everything bad lives in Australia.
That makes the most sense.
My theory, but I don't really know.
That entire island was like designed to kill people.
It's
like
a death
that. Like that's not meant for humans to live.
That's where they filmed. What's that? Death Battle or Death? What's that manga called?
Oh, what?
When they put the kids on the island, they had to kill each other.
I know what you're talking about, but there's like 3 different like.
Yeah, the Hunger Games, the one that the Hunger Games is based off of, but I digress.
Battle Royale.
There
it is. That's what it is.
I'm pretty sure that was based in Australia too. Yeah.
That made sense. That makes sense to me. That no. Have you seen? They had the spider about the size of a dinner plate.
Don't tell me about that.
Some bigger than that.
You gotta go. You're off the podcast talking about spiders.
Man. And they got like tiny ones poisonous. Like
the whole I don't know, it's Death Island. That's what that country should be called. It's Island of Death.
Yep. No. I feel like if I ever go to Australia, I'm staying there for like 2 days.
Kangaroos ain't something to fuck. Koalas, nigga. Koalas
I heard.
Ain't nothing
Okay,
to
you know
fuck
what?
with.
Like, because everyone's like, oh, they're so cute and cuddly.
They look cute.
They are not to be messed with
at all.
Like if you get too close to,
I've been lied to by cartoons my whole
life.
Right?
You seem so sweet.
I thought wallabies was cool. I thought hippopotamuses was cool. I thought you could go play xylophone on their teeth, but them niggas is mad aggressive.
I think they have like the strongest bite of like all the animals on the planet.
Have you seen their jaw?
Yeah. No, they better. Otherwise, it's big for no reason.
The world is so dangerous.
It really is. When we talk about it, I was like, I'm staying inside. Damn.
Yeah. And apparently, hippopotamuses is blind. Hippopotami? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
The hippopotamus. I'm gonna say it like a documentary.
Okay. That's
the
good.
hippopotamus is a blind.
That's why they do that.
Horrible vision. Yeah.
That's why they do that. Because anything else sounds stupid.
Yeah.
But like, what's the right plural? I don't know.
Like I thought samurai. I thought you had to say samurais for the longest time, but apparently samurai is already plural.
See, that's not like fish. I didn't realize fish was plural for fish until I was like.
You just taught me something new right now. Fishes. Yeah.
Fishies.
Say fishes. That's a no-go. That sounds stupid.
There's so many words that really I feel like are designed the way they are in English just because the alternative sounds silly. Even though I think that's why English is so hard. Because it's just like stick to your rules.
Yeah.
English. Something gonna mean the same thing.
It's one of the English is one of those languages that's kind of difficult for foreign people to learn because it's like shit don't make sense all the time.
It's super inconsistent. It's super inconsistent.
I was on TikTok, or I'm gonna say it like an old man. I was on the TikTok stuff. I was watching I forgot who it was, but he was talking about how stupid English is, and he was going through like OUHT and how like you got thought and like other words that end with it but don't sound like at the end.
Yeah.
And then he went to baloney, and the way baloney is spelled.
That make no sense.
I was like, I thought baloney was a German word.
Honestly, I was just like, that's ridiculous. That should be foreign. Nope, it's ours. They
killing me on this language out here. That's why I failed it in high school so many times. It's amazing how I got out.
I love you said got out like prison.
Hey, it was. They give you prison numbers in that bitch.
They do. Yeah. I didn't even think about it like that. They do.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Ain't nothing but a containment camp for 8 hours a day. You get weekends to play.
And they say like studies like show that it's for how kids' brains are designed or whatever, or wired. Like the school days are too long, and they start too early.
Bro, they teaching you how to work a
like
line
factories,
job.
yeah.
That's exactly what a school, in my opinion, at least.
I know. I share that. I don't think public schools are designed at all to really teach you things.
I think they are like public schools and institutions, prisons and stuff. They run practically the same. You got your warden, that's your principal. You got your the security guards are the same security guards.
Yeah, it's exact same. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, it's it feels the same. You know what I mean, and I think that's something that kind of sticks with us in our young developing brains coming up. It's like, okay, I'm getting used to it here, so I don't have to get used to it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's funny because like when there are teachers who, I guess it's not funny, but when teachers like try to circumvent that and try to actually teach, it's always a detriment to them. They always have to like work a little bit harder. They always have to work around the system. They always got to do that. And if they get caught actually teaching, sometimes it's like they get in trouble for that.
Yeah, man. It's I got cousins who can't even read. You know what I mean? They're going through public school. They've graduated. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You 43 and can't read, nigga.
It's all about standards, and like you said, like it's another form of institutionalized America. Wow, this got
like I said,
dark.
Hey, let's brighten it up a bit. We was talking about the best Robin to ever grace comic books.
Right.
Jason Todd. That's who
okay, see, it's got to be Dick Grayson, because Dick Grayson went from.
Because he's the first?
No, not because he's the first. No. Because Dick Grayson, Batman said this himself. Dick Grayson is exactly what Batman was supposed to be.
Batman's an alcoholic.
Batman is a lot of terrible things, actually. That man gets his jollies beating up poor mentally ill people in the streets at night.
True that.
Dressed like a bat. This man is not well, clearly.
He has issues. Like, he should be in the same cell as the Joker. Let's be real.
They're the same problem. The only thing is he doesn't like murder people senselessly, but like
Batman murders people. It's just not documented.
That's the thing. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like him and Daredevil, like they're like, oh, we don't kill, and they bash dudes in the head.
Yeah. Have you seen the gauntlets on Batman's head?
Like that's trauma. That dude is bleeding internally. You didn't call an ambulance. Yeah. Like they didn't make it. Like that's what I saw this post. It was like on Tumblr or something where somebody was just like, Daredevil bashes somebody's head almost in, but they're fine, and then he leaves. Like, they're in God's hands now. I didn't kill him. Like, bro.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Like, that's not, you were killing them.
Bro, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
I feel like we tried to walk away from the darkness. And we
went right back into it. Oh, man. But I think Dick Grayson is the best Robin because Dick Grayson also makes the best Batman. Like, he's a better Batman than Batman for sure. In my opinion.
And he's the only one that Damian really respects out of
everybody. Takes a lot. That takes a lot.
Yeah.
Damian barely respects his own father. Like,
sheesh.
That's a whole bunch.
Man, when the new 52 dropped, I was like, man, Batman need to spank this little dude.
Yeah, he was a problem. Yeah. He was a problem.
It's like, I knew he was gonna die. Everybody seen it coming. Everybody seen it coming. You know, it's like, oh, he gonna get got.
Yeah, because like it's funny because Damian felt like Jason Part 2. Because I remember reading the old comics and being like, man, this Jason kid kind of sucks. Like, but he was so annoying.
Jason had more. He was more of a well-rounded character, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think Damian just was like, oh, you're Batman's son.
Yeah, well, Damian, you can't really blame Damian for being a little snot. Like, he was raised by the League of Assassins. He was murdering people at 5. Like, this kid is not well-adjusted, just like his dad. You know, like
only Robin to actually carry a weapon, like a real
like a blade. And he's got a pet dragon or something too.
I did not know that.
It's Damian is not to be messed with either. Like that, I would not want to catch that 12-year-old anywhere. No, thank you. Give me Superboy instead. Like, at least I feel like I have a chance. Like, I could, like, appeal to him. Like, Damian's not listening to me.
Hey, Superboy. I understand what it's like to be a clone.
Right? Like, you're a minority here. I get it.
You're an alien. I get it, bro.
I can understand that. You know what?
You don't know your dad? I've barely met mine.
It got dark again.
I'll tell ain't that bad. My dad was cool. He was in my life a lot. So. Yeah, I took a couple of dark steps there, but you know,
shout out to black dads,
you know,
out here who are out
they
here.
holding it down. Don't appeal to the
stereotype.
Yeah, you know,
they
black
here.
dads is doing.
My dad, hella around for me for sure. My goodness.
I like that. He hella around.
It's crazy because he like supports my music in a way that I wouldn't expect. Because he likes rap.
Yeah,
kind of casually.
Like we mean casual.
Because he listens to like NWA and like classics, but he's not really like.
Damn, you just made me feel old as shit right now. Listen to classics like NWA,
like oldies. No.
Shit's about to be on it's on 92.3, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on Art LeBeau soon, so.
Oh my god, don't say that. Why the fact that I knew what that means. I'm an old soul though. No, yeah, but so it was interesting seeing him like actually start to support my stuff and really, really get into my music and stuff like that. My parents too. My mom generally would hate rap, but now that I rap, she's just like.
So you know you got a solid fan right there. I saw your dad at the last event. He was videoing everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was at first. I thought he was just a dude videotaping. I'm like, oh, he appealing. He got a large market.
He's a thing. Like he's got a business. Shout out Styles Productions.
Hey.
No, he's professional, just weddings and stuff like that.
Word.
And he's been filming since he was real young. Since he was like 10 years younger than me. Man. Like back in the late 70s, early 80s and stuff. Like,
why you calling on your dad right now?
I was seconds away. I meant 1670s, 1680s. My dad's gonna be listening to this. He's gonna kick a kick out of that.
He about to kick you out the house. Like 1670s, huh?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. We ain't have shelter back then. You ain't gonna have shelter here.
Hope you like walking to school barefoot. Uphill, both ways. In the snow. Tube socks and flip flops. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
Man, so let's get into some of your music, man. Like, what got you into this hip hop culture or game or community, whatever people call it nowadays?
I think my end was. I think listening to it, because I used to hate it too. I used to hate rap, but I didn't really know it.
Why'd you hate it?
Because I thought it was monotonous. I thought it was kind of the same kind of message. I thought it was promoting stuff that I didn't really believe in or whatever. But I didn't know it. I knew whatever's
mainstream.
I heard whatever was played on the radio, whatever somebody played at a party where, you know, it's supposed to be ignorant at a party.
Yeah.
Like no one's
ain't
like,
nobody listening to it.
Yeah, no one's sitting down listening to like Lupe Fiasco at a party.
Yeah, you know, you trying to freak the girl next time.
You can't twerk to this. Like this is
Where's Lil Jon?
So that was kind of my thing. But when speaking of Lupe Fiasco, that was because I heard Kanye before, like Twister, like there were other like rappers that like Busta, like I like Tribe, but I didn't really get into it until Lupe, because I was just like, there was something about
he opened
his message.
Up like this. I feel like he opened up this new way for that, you know, relatable rapper for, you know, that kid that wasn't the drug dealer or wasn't in the gang. Because like we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
When he said Lupe's still like Lupin the Third, I was like, I didn't know rappers watched anime.
Yeah, and I think that's crazy too, because like Wu-Tang, they would say stuff like that, but it was always in that frame of just like, oh, getting it in, like we're still about the streets and stuff like that. But like, but it was interesting, like seeing it in the context of like, no, this is just, I just watched this. Like, this is just like, so I think that was a lot of that was Lupe, and I don't think he gets enough credit for this generation to rap. Not really. I think he's super influential. But he got me into it.
Food and Liquor is a classic.
It's a classic. The Cool's a classic.
Yep.
Mixtape Days too.
Oh, 1st and 15th?
Ooh.
Bruh.
What's that? Yoga Flame? That like remix of that Lil Wayne song where he did the Dawson. Man, come on. The Street Fighter reference. The whole song is a Street Fighter reference. That's crazy.
Like I lost the link to it, but there's just somebody made AMV. I don't know when they put the songs to.
AMV, yeah.
AMV, yeah. And Lupe the Killer, they did it to Afro Samurai.
Word.
That shit.
I gotta look that up.
It's sick.
I gotta look that up. That sounds amazing.
Bro, it's like just the animation, the way they made it flow with the song.
That sounds dope. Oh, that sounds dope. I gotta look that up. I gotta play that like in the background while I'm like cleaning or something. Cause that
Lupe, he all around. You could work to him. You could just kick back and listen to his music. It's just something. I don't know. His music's just good. And like you say, he's super underrated. So he's the guy who got you.
He got me, and then that led to Mos Def, Mobb Deep,
strong lineup right there.
Digable Planets. Like that got me way more involved in the kind of music that I really subscribe to and that I like to sort of emulate. But then Childish Gambino came out, and that kind of got me to the point where I was just like, oh. Like I could do this shit. Like I could do that.
Man.
Like this is the dude. This is Troy from Community. I could do this.
It took me a while to actually listen to a Childish Gambino song, only because I remember him from Derek's comedy. Yeah, and he was Charlie when he was in the schoolroom and he shit his pants.
Yep.
I was like, well, I'm gonna listen to music from this dude.
Right. Like it's just like this is. But it's funny because I didn't know he rapped until that regular show episode. You know, regular show.
Oh yeah.
That where it had Tyler on there, MC Light. Yeah, Donald. I think Cuddy was on there too.
Was?
I could be mistaken, but I think he like had like a super short role.
Damn. Regular show was a heater back then.
Oh, it was so dope, and it finished dope too. Yeah. But yeah, so that episode was called Wrap It Up. I remember exactly where I was when I was watching that. I just got dumped. Like over text. I was eating chimichangas.
You gonna remember everything.
And it was like, oh, okay, this day sucks. But I'm watching this episode of the regular show. I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, who's this Childish Gambino dude? Like, because I didn't, it wasn't credited as Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Because if it was that, I would have been like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
But it was Childish Gambino. I was like, I don't know who that is. So I looked him up. And I was just like, this is a dude from Community. What? So I started listening to his stuff. I think the first song I heard from him was Do You Like? And then the next one was Freaks and Geeks. And I was just like, oh, like he's good. Like, but it's very like,
it's
specific.
And like it's weird because the duality of him as a artist, you know what I mean? You got the comedy side and then you got his music, and it's like, it's crazy because it's almost bipolar, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I think that it's interesting how separate it is, but in so many cases, it tends to blend. Like I think comedy lends itself to rapping.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot. Like,
you can see some of the comedy in his music. Like I forgot, he talked about a car or something in one of his songs.
Yeah.
And he was like, first off, he just stopped the song and looked at it like, first off,
Biscuits are making noise. Yeah. Yep. There's that line too in Freaks and Geeks, which, speaking of Batman, we were talking, look at this, full circle, whereas where is it? Excuse me, parents, they're gonna be listening, but it's like, I got some pussy that was insane, so insane, it's an enemy of Batman, like, bro, like Catwoman, that's crazy. That is so. It's like that's first of all, that's hilarious, and second of all, that is a solid reference. Like, and he had another line that was like, "I'm her X-Men, like Cannonball," and I was just like, that's a really obscure X-Men reference. And
like, I don't even know who Cannonball is. I gotta look.
Like that's Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight's dope. Look up all the Canadian mutant characters outside of Wolverine.
I'll be forgetting that there's other Canadian mutants.
Yeah. There's more than
Deadpool.
The two. There's more than the
two. Like, Wolverine, like who the hell? I know there's a Captain Canada. Yeah. I don't know if he's Marvel or DC though. I feel like he's
Marvel.
DC. Oh.
I think he's, if I'm not.
I wish he was DC. Or Dark Horse, one of the two, but yeah.
There's a Captain Britain too. I hope he shows up in the movie. The dude who played Superman, I would have it. Like he would kill it. Henry Cavill.
Yeah. He's playing old boy from The Witcher.
Yeah, and he looks exactly like it looks scary accurate. Man.
Netflix is in trouble. They stepping up their game.
They really are. They really are. And there's like that new Ryan Reynolds movie's coming out on there too. What is it, Six Underground? That like Michael Bay, or whatever. It looks like the most Michael Bay movie ever. But I was like, all
the explosions.
I'm just gonna have like a bunch of beer and sit down with my dad and my friends and just like watch stuff blow up. Like that sounds great.
I do love watching just dumb movies on Netflix.
I think it's super important to fit some dumb movies in,
bro. Like,
because if you don't, you're gonna lose it.
Especially dumb horror movies. That's my bread. I was talking to the last person. I was like, dumb horror movies is my favorite thing. I'll literally go on Netflix from time to time, like, what's the stupidest horror movie? And I will go down a rabbit hole. I've seen some stupid shit.
What is your favorite stupid horror movie?
Ooh, I don't know the name of it, but why it's my favorite stupid horror movie, because they were supposed to be in the middle of the forest, and a few of the shots, like, they're acting like they're super lost and stuff, and in the background you just see cars. I will look up the name of that movie and I'll text you it later, but it was hilarious. That's
funny.
That's all I focused on the whole time. I was trying to see the next car. And it was at a barn too. I was like, okay, there's obviously a road back there. You're not lost. Just
turn around.
2 miles south.
I saw this one horror movie on Netflix and I can't remember the whole name of it, but it was like Killer Beavers or something like that.
Oh, Zombie Beavers?
Yes.
That's my shit too, bro.
I think I watched that 3 times. That is hilarious.
Bill Burr is in that shit. And that's my dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, you can tell, like, I think one of my favorite things is when horror movies are stupid on purpose. Like, when they don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah. Killer Beaver or Zombie Beavers.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, that's a comedy with horror elements. But but I think it's so much better when they are really about it. Like, it's just like, this is a serious movie. Yeah. It's like, is it? Is it? Like
the decisions you made really don't make it feel so serious. Right,
you should have just went the Sharknado route.
Man, Sharknado is in its own genre right now. It's like when you have 7 sequels to a dumb movie.
Yeah, like, that's success.
And then a finale.
Because we really wanted to know how the story ended. Like, I'll never forget in Sharknado when the dude took the chain, like the shark was falling on him, dude took the chainsaw and like ripped it in half. What is that? But I mean, besides the cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is about those movies. Killer shark movies and horror movies are just the greatest. You know what I mean? What was it? Deep Blue Sea 2. Love that one.
I never saw the sequel. What?
Like, not too many people know about the sequel.
I had no idea it existed.
Yeah, it's out there. Go watch it. It's stupid. You never see a shark eat anybody, but they somehow keep dying. So, yeah.
That's my favorite description. That should be whatever's on the DVD box in the back.
You never see a shark anybody, but they dying.
They dying. They die. They still die.
You know, it's girls in tight. What is it? Scuba suits. Yeah, go check it out.
That sounds ridiculous.
My favorite low budget, it's still a horror movie or in thriller or horror genre. I think it's super fantastic. Have you ever seen this movie called Cube?
No.
It's literally it's filmed in one room, and it's supposed to be a Rubik's Cube. So like they act like they're going into different rooms, but what they're doing is they're just changing the color of this particular room to match, like Rubik's Cube.
That's
stuff.
interesting.
That changed my whole opinion on, budgets and what it takes to film.
Yeah, you can do a lot with little.
Bro.
If the concept is strong and if the writing is strong enough.
A room and a light.
Yeah.
Or multiple lights, you know? Yeah.
So. The writing, and that's I think sometimes if you have a strong enough concept, like, you don't really have to even have that, like, the writing doesn't even have to be that solid for people to be drawn to. Like, what's a good example? I mean, this is, I think that Deadpool, I think is unfair because it's got all that lore it could pull from.
True.
I think that's gonna draw anybody.
Even if you look at the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah.
The writing in there. The first one is a cult classic, but it's horrible. Horribly rated.
Yeah. I went back and watched that. I was like, because I never grew up on horror movies. I went back and watched it and I was just like, this is bad, but I want to watch it again.
The main villain doesn't show up till the end, so it's like you never get a chance to they try to build this whole mystery about stuff, but you never know about the main villain character till the end of the movie.
Yeah. And that's I think the thing, I don't want to bash Pacific Rim, but Pacific Rim is such a good, a solid idea for because they don't try to explain where the monsters come from. They don't try to do all. They're just like, hey, there's monsters here. We got robots.
Exactly.
Enjoy. Like that. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
And I don't mind that. I don't like when they try to get too convoluted with their lore.
It's just like, we know what we came here for.
Keep it simple.
I
wanted to see a robot beat up a monster.
That's it.
And then
it's
hopefully
just like kaiju, yeah, like that classic anime fight, but
shit.
Live action. That's it. I'm not looking for I don't watch Okay, I'll take that back. Most animes I don't watch for the spectacular dialogue, even in the.
You be watching them hentais?
That only for the dialogue, I promise.
Hey, you follow Next Taku?
No idea.
Check out Next Taku. He's a YouTuber, and he has this whole series on just how hentai is super relevant to our community and why it's the greatest. And now I'm going back, man. I need to start watching this tentacle stuff and start watching it for the story.
Yeah. It's like, oh dang, I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some foreshadowing.
This shit is real. Like little Hinata out here really trying to become somebody, but this tentacle monster is just messing with her groove.
I support her dream.
You know,
after this 10-minute sex scene, I'm sure she's gonna figure it out.
Exactly. There's this one where like main character, no matter where he goes, the women just keep wanting to fuck him, and he can't hold down a job. And I was like, this is a metaphor for some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I can't find it.
Yeah.
But I hear it. Like I know what I feel it too. Yeah. Like I don't know what that is. But
life is trying to crush him with bitches. That's what it is.
Got lost. What did Gucci say?
Lost
in the sauce. Yeah, too much sauce. You got lost.
Hey, man. But yeah. But I digress.
I don't know how we got on this tangent.
Hey, man. It's hentai and anime.
Yeah. That's funny. I try to I do references to certain animes in my music.
Yeah.
But I try not to I'm getting to this point where I do make a lot of kind of really obscure references, and I do a lot of sort of poetic metaphors and things, and they're one thing means another, and analogies and allegories.
Yeah.
So when I make references, specific references, I'm just I'm trying to let me keep this at least a little accessible.
Right.
Because I've been told that that's a problem in music.
Try not to I guess date your work or something.
Yeah.
Stamp it.
Yeah. Because if I make a reference to I think I made a
Rick and Morty something.
Yeah. I made a Coney reference once in something I wrote, Comey or whatever.
Comey?
There was I forgot even what happened. It was this leader in Africa who was enslaving children to be in child soldiers or whatever. I made a reference to that in something I wrote, and then I went back to revisit it with a new beat, and I was like, oh, I want to put this out, and I was just I can't say, no one cares about that anymore.
Nobody cares about kids.
They got him. It's fine. Also, that's even that, people are very selective. With that kind of thing. I think
I really like this artist, but he's talking about people enslaving kids in Africa.
It's I can't twerk to that. I think that at the end of the day, it's your music is relevant when it's just can a young white girl attempt to twerk to this?
Man.
If not, you're on thin ice there, buddy.
Yeah.
That's the marker, I think.
Yeah. I like how you brought. Yeah, it's definitely you got to make sure it appeals to young white women nowadays.
I think that's the market. That is the market. Absolutely.
They'll have your ass trending real quick, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy that historically black art is at the whim of teenage white girls in the suburbs. That's super surreal to me. That is.
Every time I post something on Instagram, I try to think of white girl hashtags.
Yeah, what are they? How are they?
What's a good one?
Oh my god.
Basic bitch. Hashtag basic bitch.
I feel white women are that's a kind of gentrification that I think no one's talking about. They got into my brain. Every time I make music, I had to write something. I'm just
bruh.
Oh wait.
You just opened up a whole can of worms right there. So I'm thinking gentrification starts when somebody brings home their white girlfriend to the hood. And then that's where the seed is planted right there. From the seed to the root to the tree to the fruit, right?
Yeah. And she's just oh my gosh, guys.
Everybody wants a white girlfriend now because Becky's awesome.
We should totally move to Inglewood. And then Inglewood is it's got coffee shops every corner now. And that's I didn't know that until I went back to Inglewood. I didn't know they gentrified Inglewood. Oh my gosh. Yeah. They were working on that.
I wonder how Mac 10 feels about that.
Right? I think about that a lot. I was just yeah, I'm from Inglewood. It's oh, okay. Stacy. It's getting to that point now. That's trippy.
Seeing Snapchat Inglewood, walking my pity.
Yeah.
Come on, Pyru.
It's like you can't even say Brooklyn in the house anymore. Like what they like, it's like in the loft. I don't know what you like. It's
like yeah. Man, have you speaking of like gentrifying New York? I've been watching the
Oh
Wu-Tang miniseries, that documentary that they had, and like just seeing Method Man and RZA go back to their old neighborhood and just seeing how like the way they described it and how things are changing out there. Like wow, your neighborhood didn't seem that bad now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like I've heard somebody tell me, like somebody told me straight up, was like, oh, Compton's not even that bad.
Where?
Compton, like it's like Compton's not even that bad. I was just like, okay, relative to where you stay, Joey, it is. It's not as bad as it was.
There's always that guy out there, but like, you know, it's not that bad out here. Like, or when you complain about some shit, you're like, oh, you haven't been where I'm from, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. It's like it's one of those things. It's like okay, like I think I had a conversation with one of my cousins, and I was just like, oh yeah, there's like a bunch of break-ins, because I was living in San Bernardino for a while. It's like, oh, a bunch of break-ins and stuff like that. And he's just like, man, where I'm from, they're like this and that. I was just like, yeah, no, I hear you.
But that's down the block from my house, right?
Yeah,
now.
like, but break-ins are still kind of inconvenient. Yeah. Like I still like there's still a problem though. Like
scary as shit.
Yeah, like I still don't want that. It's not just like, oh damn, you right, I should let them come in, like, because they're not.
A break-in is a break-in.
A break-in is a break-in. That's one of those things. Is like relativity. It's super. See, we back to physics. Full circle. Full circle. Look at the way I did that. That's
why we started it off the way we started it off. We knew it was gonna happen like that.
That's the thing. Quantum mechanics is literally everything.
That's that Albert Einstein shit.
It's like quantum mechanics is the physics of everything smaller than an atom. Like all of those tiny like quarks and subatomic particles and their inner workings and how they affect stuff.
I've heard that word quarks before.
Yeah, and it's like, there we go. I got that.
You got me.
It's trippy because
I know quantum physics.
There we go. You a scientist, essentially.
Bro,
put that on the list. You got the Flash hoodie on too.
Bro, man,
it's perfect.
I grew up on the Flash. I remember the original Flash series.
With the 90s one with John Wesley Shipp.
Yup.
That dude was huge.
Bro.
Like that was one of the things when I watched that, I was like, I didn't believe like that person had super speed. Like you said, like that seems like a lot of work to move all that around.
Yeah.
Like I think about that a lot.
This is how obscure the Flash used to be back in the day. When I was in I believe it was like first or second grade, I went to my classroom Halloween party dressed as the Flash, and nobody knew who I was. It was one of those situations where you had to explain who you were. I was like, oh, he's Superman. You're like, yeah, I'm the Flash. We in the same universe.
Yeah, like we in the same team. Like,
Justice League, come on.
We eat dinner together pretty regularly. Like, no, that's crazy because now, like thinking about it now, there's so many people who are just like, oh, superhero fatigue. Like, oh, people are gonna get so tired of like superheroes and blah blah. Like,
they had it for like a decade.
Like
a decade strong.
We've had superheroes around since. I mean, if you want to talk about comic book heroes, since the 30s.
Yeah.
And it's stayed popular. I don't think it's going away anytime soon.
Not at all.
Plus, it's an archtype. Like Hercules is superhero.
Hercules
is a superhero.
Achilles, you know.
Yeah, like
Odysseus.
Yeah, those are superheroes. That's exact Thor. Literally both ways now.
The real Thor.
Like both ways. Those are like those like a lot of people don't know that like superheroes aren't like, oh, they got spandex on, they're superheroes. It's literally an archetype of an outsider
hero's journey.
Coming into figuring out how to help people using whatever gifts they have as an outsider that makes them different from this community they're in.
Yeah,
like that's the whole thing.
Man, speaking of superheroes, you have a new album out.
I do.
LP called Baxter Building.
I do. Baxter Building mixtape.
Let's talk a little bit about that real quick.
It's funny. When I was coming up, because this was like something that I wanted to put out the project, something light, something quick, something like people can like, oh, okay, so this is Tabula Rasa.
I like the thing that you have going on, Baxter Building, 4 tracks.
Yeah, and they're all fantastic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was definitely something I almost like went the route of naming them all after each individual member, I was like, this is too much. Like that's even too nerdy for me.
You overdoing it now.
You
gotta be appealing to the nerds just enough.
Yeah, just like people, if you know, as Pusha T put it. But Backstreet Building mixtape.
And this is your first project.
It's my first project.
How's that feel to drop your first project?
It feels good. It feels like I want to ride this momentum for sure and work on my next thing. I already started kind of drafting what my next concept is going to be. So that's going to be fun. I'm not going to give too much away right now yet, but I'm working on that.
For sure.
Justice
League or
it's a little. This one's a little more personal to me.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Not to say that Backstreet Building wasn't, because there's definitely a couple of songs where I was being very honest.
What's your favorite track on that album?
You know what? I think Super Suit.
Super Suit.
The fourth one.
That's where you put it all on the line right there.
That was kind of because that was one of those, I started off in that track. I think that with the first line is, I'm a nigga, black is my cerebellum. That was one of the, I was on my Lupe tip for that one. So I was feeling that. But I think because I didn't realize this until after I wrote it out and put them in the order I did, I was like, oh, there's a theme here of this sort of this idea of almost like starting over.
Yeah.
Because the first song is about nostalgia and breaking away from nostalgia. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And that's I want to continue that theme throughout and sort of talk about, my journey, not only in art, but as a person and my own mental health struggles and all that stuff, and sort of bring that all together and talk about just where I am and where I've been and where I want to go from a position of it might as well all be brand new now.
Oh, okay.
Because
so
that's
you've been through it, now you just want to step to the side and just reflect on it and just give it to people, just wrap that shit up in a bow and be like, hey,
this is me. Here I am.
That's what's up.
Nice to meet you. That's kind of that's all my music is. Because I think when I started off, I just wanted to sound impressive. I wanted to rap, I wanted to layer metaphors and layer blah blah blah, do all that stuff oh, look at me, I can rap. And I think once I got over that and just wanted to start telling people things, I wanted to start confessing.
Leaving a message.
Yeah, I wanted to speak my truth in a way that was authentic and honest, and that changed the way I did music entirely. And I think the Backstreet Building mixtape is probably that transition. It's that from going from me trying to just rappity lyrical miracle spirit that kind of thing to really okay, what am I saying? What am I talking about?
Being conscious of what you're putting out there. That's what's up, man. Where can the audience go to experience this?
You hit up my SoundCloud, Tabula Rasa. It's super helpful if you look up Tabula Rasa, Backstreet Building mixtape.
I ain't trying to clown on my my Untapped community, but could you please spell Tabula Rasa for me?
T-A. No, I get that.
I put it on my community, but it's really for me.
Literally, when I came up with the name, I was just like, oh, it's dope. It's dope. Yeah. How do I spell that? So
every time when we first met, when I texted you, I was like, I always put in parentheses, I hope I spelled that right.
Tabula space Rasa. Sure. Tabula Rasa. Somebody told me that sounded like I put my name in a Wu-Tang Clan generator, and came up with a Wu-Tang type name, and it was just that. I tried doing that. My name looked terrible.
I had something stupid. I forgot. What
I had the
librarian or something.
I had the prophet alchemist. Or it was just that's a lot. There's a lot going on with this person's career.
Too much.
Yeah, pick one.
Prophet and the alchemist? Nah.
Yeah, no, it's too much. It's too much.
And where can people get into contact with you and possibly reach out to you, get you out to some shows and book you for anything?
You can hit me up on my email at spiderfan98@gmail.com.
I'm loving the consistency.
I have a brand. I'm a brand. Very specific. Tommy of Krypton on Instagram, Tommy of Asgard on Twitter. Hit me up whenever for book show. You want me to be on the show? Want me to show up for something? Want maybe your brand in one of my music videos? Or if you just want to talk, I like talking to people.
Everybody likes a listener.
So yeah.
And
just hit me up.
To put you up on game and put you on the spot, I'm gonna let everybody know that Mr. Tabula Rasa is going to be a featured artist on the next Street Glyphics lineup,
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Did I mention that to you yet, or did I just?
No, this is
Oh,
brand
my
new.
bad. My
But
bad.
No, but about it.
I thought I texted you. My bad. But yeah.
No, I'm ready.
I definitely want to have you as the headline artist on there if you are interested.
I am absolutely interested. I'm more than interested, and I'm honored. Thank you.
Hey,
I
no
appreciate
doubt.
that.
Hey, I'm honored to have you on there, man. That's awesome. And with that being said, I want to say, peace to all of our, untapped hip hop community out there. And, the usual game, tap into your potential because it's yours, so don't waste it. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the audience off with?
Thank you for listening to this. If you got this far, then you got through a lot of nerd shit, and I commend you for it.
Ain't nothing wrong with nerd shit.
But yeah.
Even if you ain't a nerd.
Yeah, no, you get it. Everybody's a nerd now.
I'm just I'm dipping the leg in it. I ain't gonna say, I got my leg in nerddom, but
Yeah, so
I try to sound smart every once in a while.
I try to. That's why I throw out words like theoretical physics.
Those are new words that I'm gonna use at the next shindig. I ain't even gonna use them in context. I'm just gonna walk into the room, theoretical physicist.
That
niggas
that's
is
it.
gonna be
Like,
oh,
oh damn, he out here. He out here doing it. But yeah, this has been Tabula Rasa, my mom's favorite rapper, and probably yours too.
Hey. All righty then.